Buddha.
What is going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing on this Sunday? How's everybody's weekend going? I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a little while. I know I didn't go live yesterday, but I'm happy to be live today. I got Ken with me here today. We're going to do the show. We're going to try and go a couple of hours. We're going to make this one a special one. So normally I don't do open panels on Sundays, but just a little surprise for all of you. I am going to do an open panel today. So I will put the link out later. So look out for that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're over on X, come over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel growing. How's everybody doing today in the chat? Let's say what's up to the chat. Who do we have here? We got John in the chat. What's up, John? How's it going? Nosebleed section. What's going on? Rodney. What's up, Rodney? How's it going? Dev Finch. What's going on? Ken pulling double duty. As always, Lou is in the building. What's up, Lou? Jonathan, what is going on? And Rodney with the gift memberships. He gave out just 3 gift memberships just now. Ronnie, you're the man. Thank you so much. Thank you. But it's a gift giving. It's a gift giving Sunday, so I like it. But if you got a gift from Ronnie, make sure you thank him. All right, and we got the safe situation in the building. What's going on? So shout out to everybody in the chat. Can't believe today's the last day of the regular season. I don't know about you guys, and Ken, I'll get your reaction from here momentarily. But this season has flown by. It's the last day of the regular season. It's been quite a roller coaster ride for the New York Yankees, but they have managed to be the #1 seed in the American League, which means that they have home field advantage, which nobody expected. And here we are. You know, this was supposed to be a 4th place team with 74 wins, but they have overcome a lot. They've overcome a lot of adversity too. They've had to go through so much, but they have made it. Today's the last game of the season. You know, we'll do the play-by-play later on when the game begins. But Ken, how are you feeling? Talk to us.
I'm feeling wonderful. It certainly doesn't seem like a full baseball season has gone through. I remember back in the April time frames when people were booing Judge and wondering if he had peaked and if he was on the downhill slide of his career, to now where he's one of the most celebrated players in baseball. So obviously he's turned it around. I've heard some of the doubts coming in about his postseason performance. And I'll tell you, it only takes one good postseason performance to turn that whole image around. And this may be the year for him. He has a solid backup with Juan Soto. And the Yankees have added a lot of speed this offseason. So hence, we've got multiple ways to score, and we're not relying on the long ball. So I feel good going into the postseason. The only question marks I have are in the bullpen, and they'll sort themselves out. It's a shame that Nestor Cortez got injured so late in the season, and Rizzo breaking 2 fingers hurts also. But like I says, that's the breaks of the game, and that's how a season rolls. But we seem to be rolling into the postseason more healthy than most other teams.
Yeah, I would say, with this Yankees team, the guys who got hurt, they had a lot of guys that were hurt. It happened on earlier in the season. And if injuries are going to happen, I'd rather it happen earlier than right now. Even though the Nestor Cortez injury does hurt, the Anthony Rizzo injury does hurt. Unfortunately, Anthony Rizzo got hit on the fingers yesterday. He did exit the game. But according to Aaron Boone, it sounds like they're taking it day by day. They're just seeing how he feels. He could still make it to the division series, but that I'm a little hesitant on that personally. And the other thing you brought up too, Ken, is you brought up speed. So Jazz Chisholm Jr., right? So just some little fun facts about him.
Before you go
I know
on,
he's been.
shout out to Mr. Burrows, Cold Italian Pizza, and Mazda.
All right, Cold Italian Pizza, Mr. Barrows, 4Train, Mazda. What's going on? How we doing? D Train is in the building. I see all of you. Infernus, Egyptian. How we all doing, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So I know Jazz Chisholm's been struggling as of late, but since he's been a Yankee and he's been a New York Yankee for 46 games now, 273 batting average, 11 home runs, 23 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. So that's a lot of stolen bases, I would say, in 46 games, and that's going to be really important going into the postseason, because that was one of the things that we were talking about with this team not stealing bases. But with guys like Chisholm on the team, and you could even say Jason Dominguez too. When he gets on base, he can also steal. He could run. He's got some wheels on him.
Dominguez has speed. John Birdie has speed.
Yeah.
Volpe is fast too. So, like I said, there's definitely a speed element that we didn't have last year.
Yeah, so there is a lot of speed going into the postseason. So hopefully the Yankees can and I think can utilize, and I think they will. They should, especially in the postseason. You got to take advantage of those situations if they get themselves into those situations. But in your mind, did you think the Yankees were going to finish in first place this season? Did you have that on your mind?
In the AL East, in the beginning, I thought that the Yankees were going to pop 95 wins on the season, and I thought we definitely had a shot, especially after we added Verdugo and Soto to our lineups to take the AL East. I was pretty shocked when the so-called experts were popping us for 74 wins and finishing last in the division. I was like, these guys have got to be freaking insane.
Yeah, for all we know, they could have been doing it for clicks and trying to get a rise and just trying to get attention. I had confidence that the Yankees were going to finish in first place. Honestly, I thought these guys had the team, they had the capability, they had the roster to do so, especially with some of the additions that they made, including the so-called dumpster dive moves that some fans were claiming. But I had a lot of confidence that this team was going to finish, that this team could finish in first place, and it looks like they're going to finish in first place by. I think they have a 3 or 4 game lead over the Baltimore Orioles right now.
I think 4 games on the Orioles.
4 games on the Orioles. So, I knew it was going to be close. Like whoever finished in first place, whether it was the Orioles or the Yankees, they weren't going to finish in first place by a big margin. The Orioles certainly had an opportunity to do so when the Yankees were hurt. But they were also losing games when the Yankees were losing games, and then they started having players that were hurt as well. And just to answer this question here, so Boone said that they would consider calling up Bryce. I'm not sure. There's not a move that the Yankees haven't done. They haven't made a move yet, but Waldo could probably see first base, but they haven't. They said that Rice could be called up. They're not ruling it out, so he's being considered.
Also, remember DJ was working out, and he may be called up.
Yeah, I mean, with DJ, I understand he's trying to work his way back. He's not giving up. Credit to him. I'll give it up to him, but I don't know if he's the guy that I would want starting. As a backup, absolutely, that's fine. He's a guy that needs to be coming off the bench. I just don't think he's a guy that should be starting anymore. And that's not bashing DJ. It's just, his. I've said it before. I feel like his best days are behind him. And
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at a postseason roster, you're looking at experience. And is DJ the guy that you bring in a late inning? Would you bring Ben Rice in for late inning defensive substitution?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, first base is a question mark right now. And it's been a question mark.
I looked up positionally John Birdie because I thought he might have been one that could have slotted in at first. But he is a left fielder, right fielder, center fielder, third baseman, shortstop, second baseman. No experience at catching, no experience at first.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Birdie's a utility guy, but he typically doesn't play first base. He'll play other positions, which is nice. But here we are, the first base question mark, what happens. I think, right now, assuming they don't call up Ben Rice, I think that position goes to, personally, I think it goes to Oswaldo Cabrera. That's who I would give it to. I mean, I don't know if that they call up Ben Rice. It's something that Boone he mentioned that they're thinking about it, that they're considering it, but
well, there's some other things they have to consider too.
Mm-hmm.
Day before yesterday, they sent Cody Poteet down to AAA to bring up Will Warren.
Right.
As a result of that, Poteet is not eligible to return to the Yankee roster until the ALCS. The only instance that he could return is if he was to take Rizzo's spot if Rizzo is put on the injured list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess it depends on the severity of Rizzo's injury.
Exactly.
So I guess we'll see what they say about that. And actually, Brad is over here saying Rice has a locker at Yankee Stadium, reported on Twitter. So my guess is they called up Rice, and is he going to be in the lineup? That's the other question. I know the lineup isn't out yet, but
well, I know after today's game, we have to shrink our roster by 2 people.
Yep.
And then sort out what's going to happen with regard to the postseason roster itself.
No doubt. And what's up, Desiree? Good morning to you. Desiree, you're in Florida, right? If I'm not mistaken, are you all good in Florida? I know Florida is getting hit with storms. I know John the Beagle Dad is in Florida. Let me know if y'all are okay, because I know the East is getting kind of slammed right now with a lot of rain. So hopefully y'all are doing okay. And Nosebleed, Warren did go down after the game, but they didn't bring back Poteet, but they did reinstate Mark Leiter from the paternity list. So Mark Leiter Jr. is back. So I know a lot of fans are not too happy with that, but they're not really too thrilled with Mark Leiter. But let's see. Hopefully Mark Leiter. Hopefully a lot of this weight is off his shoulders now with the baby being born, and hopefully he.
You got to figure Leiter when he was traded from Chicago, left his family behind, his wife pregnant, and certainly they wouldn't have transitioned to New York away from her medical care and her doctors. So that's certainly something that would be weighing on the man's mind very heavily.
Yeah, and not to mention too, right? He was overused for the Chicago Cubs. So
the Cubs, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Leiter. I know Mark Leiter. He comes with another year or two of control. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be fine. Just let's see what happens with a fret. When 2025 comes around, I think he'll be better coming out of the bullpen. Only time will tell.
Well, just remember, tomorrow everybody's record is donut and donut.
Yep.
Everybody's batting average is triple nuts, and it's a race for the Yankees to take 11 wins to bring home the ring.
Yeah, no doubt. And Desiree saying we lucked out, only lost power for about half hour. Mess outside. Georgia and the Carolinas got it worse, but 20 minutes away by the water's all messed up underwater. Dang. Okay.
Well, here in
All right.
Virginia, we've had rain for the last 5 days.
Oof.
And today, it's actually sunshiny and in the low 80s. So that's a plus.
Yeah, here in where I live, even though we're officially in fall, there hasn't been fall like weather. It's still summer here. So I don't know what's going on, but it is, it's kind of some weird weather that we're experiencing. I mean, it's like it's still hot. Like I'm still walking out in t-shirt and shorts, which is a little unusual for this time of year. I thought I'd be wearing like sweatpants and a hoodie or something, but
Just remember, for you guys out there, we will be doing the play-by-play for today's game. So tune in, invite your friends. We would love to have you.
yeah,
Last game of the season.
Yeah. Play-by-play today. The last regular season play-by-play. So hopefully I get to see all you there. So yeah, no, Jonathan, I know Brad reported that Ben Rice has a locker at the Yankees clubhouse. Jonathan has let us know that he's taking indoor batting practice. So, and Brad is also telling us here the Yankees are going to face the winner of the Orioles versus Royals. Tigers. Royals hold a tiebreaker over the Tigers. Man, out of those three teams, who do you not want to face out of those three teams?
Don't care. I'll face any of them.
You'll face any of them. I like it.
If we're actually fielding a team and playing ball, I'm not afraid of any of those guys. The only team that I have concerns about are the freaking Astros.
Yeah,
we
the
won't see them
Astros
until the ALCS.
Yeah, the Astros are definitely the one team, you got to worry. You have to worry about that team in the playoffs. The Astros just went on a tear. They went on a tear. They took over the AL West. I mean, talk about a collapse for Seattle. My goodness, and they're not making it to the postseason. They got kicked out basically. The post, and so did the Twins. So now it's Astros, or not the Astros, Orioles, Royals, Tigers, and the Tigers. See, I'm worried. And Brad, yeah, I'm worried about the Orioles as well. Orioles have they've dominated against the Yankees in the regular season, but I'm also a team that I'm worried about too is the Tigers, because they came out of nowhere. This was a team that traded away John Flaherty, mind you. And we thought, okay, they're probably not going to be anything great. I mean, they traded away one of their better pitchers, and now here we are. It's like they're in the postseason. I couldn't believe it.
The only thing that concerns me about the Tigers is in a 5-game set, they're going to be on a 3-man rotation, and we are going to see Tyreek Skubal twice.
Yeah, that's
he is a nasty left-handed pitcher.
Yeah. Speaking of nasty pitchers, what about Paul Skeens? I know he only pitched 2 innings, but my goodness, that guy has some good stuff.
He does.
Maybe the Yankees should go after him.
Yeah, he'll be a Yankee in about 6 years.
In about 6 years, yeah, when his best years are behind him, I guess.
Maybe 5 when he's coming up on his last pre-arb year or last arbitration year. We'll get him.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, here's a guy I haven't seen in a long time. Chris the Flash. What's up, man? How's it going? I haven't seen you in a really long time there, Chris. Hopefully you and your family are doing well, man. Hopefully you're okay. Let me know in the chat, man. What's going on, buddy? Hopefully you're all good. Chris is our friend from Louisiana. So yeah, haven't talked to him in quite some time, but hopefully you're all good there, Chris. Hopefully you're doing well, man. But Brad, yeah, Tigers have the momentum in the AL at the moment. I mean, they have a lot of momentum right now. That's a team that's going in hot, and I'm assuming they are playing the Orioles, right, in the wild card, or am I mistaken?
It would be. It's either the Royals or the Tigers that will be facing off on the Orioles. The Orioles have the number 1 seed locked up for
Yeah,
wild card teams.
yeah, because the Tigers, if you remember recently, they played really well against or the Tigers played really well against the Orioles in that series, and I couldn't believe it. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Um, I don't know what happened in that series, but the Orioles were the Tigers were getting the best of them. But
Orioles couldn't hit. That's what went wrong.
yeah,
They weren't hitting at all.
right. What do you think on the what do you think on the National League side? We know who do the Braves make it? Did the Mets not make it, or what are you feeling?
After the Mets lost last night,
Yeah,
the Diamondbacks also lost, but they've got the tiebreaker on the Mets, and the Mets have lost 4 out of the last 5.
mm-hmm.
They've got a doubleheader against the Braves on Monday in Atlanta. So I'm not really thinking that it's going to go so well for them. I think the team that's going to be staring on the outside looking in are the Mets.
Yeah, it's that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm predicting. Because I was looking at the standings this morning for the wild card on the National League side, and I do think that I do think that the Mets are. My prediction is that the Mets don't make it. That they're going to be that they'll be watching October from their house. So that's what I'm thinking too. But you know, looking at the last 10 games for the Mets, 6-4, but they're on a 3-game losing streak. The Diamondbacks are 5-5.
Yep.
Braves are 7-3. But the Padres, they guaranteed their spot, so they're most definitely making it to the postseason.
Well, I will tell you what, on the National League side of the house, the Padres are the team to watch. They've got the deepest bullpen. They've got a plethora of starting pitching, and they've got guys that can straight hit.
Yeah. Padres are going to be a team that you don't want to mess with. They're a team to watch out for. And Brad is saying here, if the D-backs lose today, no Mets game Monday. So it was on Twitter. Yeah. So let's see if the Diamondbacks win. Let's see if they win today.
Well, they're playing against the Padres. The Padres have nothing that they can do. So do you think the Padres are actually going to put their A1 lineup out there?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And we got Ali in the chat. What's up, Ali? He's saying, as a Yankees fan, to be honest, I'm really worried about the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros always play great in October. Yeah, they do. I mean,
well, Ali, you are not wrong.
Yeah.
And this year, at the deadline, they picked up Yusei Kikuchi, a damn left-hander who kills us. They've got two left-handed starters that present a lot of problems for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, listen, I think going into the 2024 postseason, honestly, I feel better about this Yankees team than I did about the 2022 New York Yankees team. This team is built a little different. I think the 2022 season, I feel like there were things that there was a lot of things that were off about the 2022 Yankees. Particularly with the pitching. I think the pitching was off, and I felt that way about the previous years that they made it to the postseason too. The pitching was off. Some of the bats were off. I think going into this season, the bats still in some ways concern me. The pitching I feel like is a lot better than where it was a couple of years ago. I feel better about the bullpen. The starting pitching, I have a little more confidence in. I mean, I know Luis Hill didn't pitch a great game yesterday. He gave up 4 home runs, which was a career high for him. But overall, he's been a big contributor to the Yankees' success. I think Cole is going to go in with some fire under him. Rodon finished the season with 16 wins, so he had a bounce-back season. What are your thoughts, Ken?
Well, for me, the big concern is either Austin Wells needs to start hitting or they need to find a 4-hole bat because he's like 4 for 46. His batting average is .88 over the last 12 or 13 games.
Mm-hmm.
And you need that bat to protect Judge because if you don't have it, they're just going to pitch around him.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking at the last 15 games for Austin Wells, yeah, he has a 115 batting average, which that's not great. Right?
No, that's
not
horrible.
great. That's terrible. Those are terrible numbers for sure.
Especially out of your 4-hole hitter.
Yeah. So the 4-hole 4-hole needs to be better. If Wells is going to be your number 4 guy, that batting average needs to come up. But who do you put in that 4-hole? I guess that's the other question. Because
if you're running Oswald Cabrera at first base,
yeah,
he's my solution.
He's your solution.
Cabrera is not intimidated by any pitcher. He makes hard contact every time he's at the plate. He doesn't strike out ridiculously.
Do you think there's a chance that Giancarlo Stanton in the postseason could be put in that 4-hole?
It's a possibility.
Because
he's been hitting 5 most of the season and he's done fairly well there.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he scares the crap out of pitchers who aren't tier 1.
Yeah, even though Giancarlo Stanton, he does strike out a lot. He does hit into a lot of double plays. I get that, but he's still a threat at the plate. He still presents a threat. Pitchers don't like pitching to him.
The other day when Stanton struck out 3 times, he hit 4 foul balls that were 114 miles an hour plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he pulled the trigger a little early. But in a lot of instances, those were line drives or line drive home runs, one of the two. I think his timing is coming back, and he has always been a big dog in the postseason.
Yeah, I think Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, yeah, like you said, when it comes to the postseason, it's a different story with Giancarlo Stanton.
He flips the switch.
He does. He gets into that mode, and all of a sudden, he's just tearing the ball off. And you look at the last 7 games for Giancarlo, his batting average, is at 269. Last 15 is it's just over 200. It's at 208. But he could be a number 4 guy. I mean, they could put him at number 4. I know the Yankees have put Jazz Chisholm there at number 4. I'm not really feeling Jazz at number 4. I like him better at the 6-hole. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I like Jazz at the 6-hole. Cabrera, I know you said Cabrera at number 4. I know he's not afraid. I know he's not afraid of any pitcher. He'll go up there. He'll give it his all. I guess my only concern is that with Cabrera, he just hasn't had, a lot. He's gotten playing time, right? But he just hasn't had a lot of playing time. I just don't know if putting him at number 4 is feasible.
I think the Yankees have done that young man a disservice by playing him as infrequently as they have.
Yeah, I think so too.
You look at his defense; he's always solid on the defense. Doesn't make a lot of errors. You can't shake a smile off that kid. That kid is happy as hell to be a Yankee and in any game. And pitchers thrown at him, he's taking good whacks and he's freaking putting solid contact on it. You might not always get the result that you want, but you get the effort. And you never see him dogging it.
Yeah. I listen, in the beginning, Oswaldo Cabrera, I'll admit this out loud. I had a lot of uncertainty about him. I liked his hustle, his potential, but I still had some uncertainty about Oswaldo. But after a while, I was, just watching him. I'm like, you know what? It's like some of the things you mentioned. He's always smiling. He's always in a good mood, no matter what the situation is. He makes the best of every situation. He's always there supporting his teammates. even if he's benched, he doesn't stress it. He's just like, just rolls with it. Just tries to become that. He just tries to be that team player. But when you do put him in, he gives 100% effort. And that's all you can ask for out of a player.
He's one of those players that was with the Yankees when it was the next man up mentality. And he's got that. If they ask him to play left field, his ass is in left field, not complaining. If they ask him to play third, he's there. If they ask him to play short, he's there. They ask him to play first, he's there. And he's given max effort. And he's played all those positions this season.
Yeah, and I hope he gets some opportunity in some way, shape, or form, especially if Rizzo is going to be out. And real quick, folks, just a quick pause. We're 30 minutes into the live stream, so appreciate you all tuning in as you always do. So if you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I got Ken with me here this morning, just talking about postseason, regular season, players. We're talking about a bunch of different things. So appreciate you all. The support means the world to me. So thank you so much. But yeah, Oswaldo Cabrera. I mean, I could understand a number 4 spot, but I guess in a playoff, in a postseason situation, if it ain't Austin Wells, I might, your other guy, I mean, really is going to be Giancarlo. I mean, that's really the only other guy I can think of. There's really, you look at the players, you look at the lineup, there's not really another player outside of Giancarlo that I would say, yeah, let's put this guy at the number 4 spot. I mean, you're not going to put Volpe there. You're not going to put Dominguez there. You're not going to put, you're not going to put.
If he would have played the whole season,
yeah,
I wouldn't have had any hesitation about saying John Birdie.
True.
John Birdie is a solid contact back. I mean, hell, you could slot Birdie into the 1 hole and move Glaber down to the 4 hole.
Yeah, what's up, Li? How's it going? Yeah, I mean, Glaber, I like Glaber at the leadoff spot. I mean, he's been
Very
killing. He's been very productive. I know recently people have been giving him a hard time about his base running blunders, but outside of that, though, I mean, Glaber over this last month has been killing it with at the leadoff spot, and he's been killing it at the plate. But Li, I've been seeing your high. Yeah, he's definitely serious. You've been saying that since last night. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
Okay, that's definitely one that's different.
Yeah, I'll say. But
so okay, Li, just hypothetically, if we were to pop Soto in at first base, what does your outfield look like?
Yeah, you've been saying that since we traded for Soto. You've been saying that since the Yankees traded for Soto. But yeah, go ahead and if you want, we could answer Ken's question. Because that's like me saying we should put. He's saying He's saying left field Verdugo, center field Dominguez, right field Judge. So Verdugo, Dominguez, Judge play the outfield.
Okay.
But does Dominguez's defense concern you a little bit there, Li? I mean, seems like there's not a lot of concern for his defense. And that's not me bashing Dominguez, by the way. I'm just I like Dominguez. I think he's going to be a good player, but
it's a legitimate concern.
It is a legitimate concern. Yeah,
he's had some chinks in his armor in the short time he's been up with, being able to recognize balls coming off the bat and actually catching them. So
yeah,
it's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I just wouldn't put. I mean, if they were to try and experiment Soto at first base, which I think is kind of ridiculous, no disrespect, I just am not gonna do that right now, especially right now. That, like, if that was something that they wanted to do, they should have done that earlier in the season or during spring training or something. You know, like I'm not gonna do that right now. But was he saying no? It's just the Yankees fans being overrated, which is normal for this fan base.
I think it's supposed to be overreactive.
Overreactive. I mean, again, yeah. You know, I don't know why we're putting Soto at first base.
It's to get Dominguez in the starting lineup.
I get that. I understand. And John the Beagle says, I say play Verdugo on left and DH Dominguez in his place. Yeah, I don't.
So John, you want to take out the best postseason hitter that we have to do what?
Yeah, you're going to sit Giancarlo Stanton.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
I appreciate people's opinions, but
what's the fortunate thing though, NFE?
What's that?
We don't get paid to make those decisions. That's
the beautiful thing. I don't have to have more gray hairs popping up.
It's fun for us to have opinions, and that's great. But the team is going to do what the team's going to do. And if you're a true Yankee fan, you're going to support the moves that they make.
Right.
You might be pissed off about it, but the ultimate goal is we want the team to win their 28th.
That's the goal. And Li is saying he would want to keep Oswaldo on the bench for a defensive replacement for Torres at second base. I mean, I'd say that's legitimate. I can understand that.
Yeah, but isn't Birdie equally capable of being a defensive replacement?
Absolutely. Birdie could be that guy too. Play Verdugo at first, and Dominguez will play like everyone says. Yeah, okay, nosebleed. I hope that's sarcasm, nosebleed. Yeah, and then Brad is saying, if you put Soto at first, you'd have Dominguez, Grisham, and Judge in the outfield. The problem is Soto doesn't have good reflexes. That's his own admission too. Well, if he's admitting that,
how do you not have good reflexes if you can hit?
I don't know. I mean, defensively, he doesn't have good reflexes. So I think that's I'm assuming that's what Soto was talking about.
Could be.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances are that the Yankees bring up Duke Ellis for the postseason?
Duke Ellis.
We were talking about speed.
Yeah. Maybe they should bring up Spencer Jones while we're at it. Just kidding, folks. We're just trying to have a little humor here. But yeah. Are you concerned? I know the Yankees lost. Obviously, they lost the series to the Pirates. Do you think? Are you at all concerned about them losing 2 games? Okay.
No, because truly, the Yankees locked up the AL East the day before we started the series. For us to lose the number 1 seed, we had to lose out, and the Guardians had to win out, and the Guardians lost the first game to the Astros. As soon as that happened, it was like a 98% chance that we were going to take the number 1 seed. So truly, for the last 2 games, the Yankees haven't had anything to play for, as they won't today.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell with some of the lineups that they were putting out there. They were just, the last couple of games, they're just putting in their bench guys and seeing what these guys can do. So it's just, it's just like a thing of like, hey, you know what? We clinched the postseason, we clinched the division, and even though we lost, the Guardians still lost. So we have the best record in the American League right now.
LI, when we have the open panel, come up and you can talk. Express your opinions. Interested in hearing them. And Brad, don't know shit about water polo. All I know is when I was a SAR swimmer, I was more interested in rescuing player or people than throwing balls at shit.
That's funny. Will Judge hit 2 homers just to end with 60? Honestly, I think he'll hit one today. I think he'll hit one today. I just don't know. I don't think he'll hit 2. And I don't. Who knows if he's even going to be even in the lineup? And the lineup isn't. I haven't seen the lineup posted yet.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah,
it's a little over 2 hours of game time. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I checked just now. I haven't seen anything yet. But does anybody? Let me ask the chat this question. Did anybody in the chat have any? What were your predictions for how many games the Yankees were going to win going into this season?
I had 95.
So did I. 95 was also my prediction too. So you and I are going to be either one or two off.
I had 95 predictions for him or for the team. I had 21 wins predicted for Garrett Cole, which he is falling way short of, and I had 17 for Carlos Rodon, and he was one short of it.
Yeah, you were almost right on with your predictions. So let's see. Sean Browning is saying 97. Evan is saying 90. Good morning to you, Joe. Nice to see you. Hopefully you had a good time last night. Li said 94 behind the Orioles at 97. And Joe said 93. So Joe could be right, depending on how today's game goes. Nosebleed said 92 to 93. So, all right. Yeah, I had 95. I had 95. The bizarre thing about this season was that there's no team with 100 wins this season.
Well, that goes to competitive balance money being issued out to teams. So you're getting more parity within the league. That's why the trade deadline was such a nightmare, is because there were only 4 or 5 teams that were actually eliminated.
Yeah, it's just, it just goes. I mean, it shows like I thought, at least, not necessarily the Yankees, but the Dodgers. Honestly, I expected them to finish the season with 100 wins, just because of the division that they're in. But
well, the division they're in has the Padres and the Diamondbacks.
This
so it's
is
not
true.
Like it's a cakewalk through there.
I won't call it a cakewalk, but I thought they would have done a little, better. You know what I mean? Despite what their record says, I know they're in the postseason. I get that, but
they're in the postseason and they have the best record in the National League. Actually, the best record in baseball.
Yeah, they do have the best record in baseball. They're the number one. They're the number one seed in the National League. So, I mean, Nosebleed is agreeing. He thought the Dodgers would be 100. They would have 100 plus wins. Li is saying that he was 50% right about his preseason prediction when the Yankees was right, but the Orioles, I'm about 6 to 7 games off, depending on today. Yeah, I had confidence that the Yankees were going to finish in first place. I had that confidence, but at the same time, if the Orioles finished in first place, I wouldn't have been surprised. And what's Joe saying here? Joe's saying, today I'm going to treat myself. If there's a ground ball to Volpe on the first batter, it's time to make money. Yeah, that's Joe's favorite prediction right there. So what? The Dodgers aren't in the toughest division in baseball? Nope. I wouldn't say so. I mean, maybe I'm being biased, but I still say the AL East is still the toughest out there. But I am looking forward to October. And yeah, Willard, I mean, the Yankees and Astros could meet in the ALCS. That's a big possibility. That's a big possibility. Stupid comments like that is why I tune out channels like this. Have you ever played the game?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I've played. It's not an easy game to play. the 3 games involving the Mets today is going to be crazy. Yeah, I tell you what, the games today for at least on the National League side, it's going to be interesting. So that comment was to you. But was that, so I guess, was that directed towards me then? No, the NL West took the crown. Sorry, it's time to stop being a homer. Look at the West teams. Yeah, NL West is good, except for the Rockies. I mean, that's the only team that's miserable. What's up, BJ? How's it going?
That's your home state, brother.
Well, now it is. But yeah, Willard is trust me, Houston will beat the Royals again. Postseason, man. I mean,
where are they going to beat them at, Willard?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the
Royals set up right now, the Astros wouldn't play the Royals until the ALCS.
Yeah, he's saying Minute Maid. Yeah, Joe, we talked about Ben Rice being back. A couple of people let us know that that he has a locker and he was having some getting batting practice. So
not any official word on him being brought up yet.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there is an official lineup as of now, 2 hours before game time.
Yeah, there is an official lineup. But I did get a notification here from Yankees Twitter saying that the gates are scheduled to open on time at 1:30 in the afternoon for today's game. So the lineup
they were catching some of that East Coast hurricane weather yesterday. If you were watching the game, you saw the light rain coming through, and that's what we've been experiencing here. It's just moving up north.
Yeah, I think Ben Rice is going to be in today's lineup. I mean, if he's got a locker and he's taking batting practice, I would suspect him being in the lineup today. What are your thoughts, Ken?
I want to see Oswald.
Well, yeah, maybe we see him at third base today. Maybe we see him at second.
Maybe we see him at first.
Or first, shortstop, one of the infield positions. But I know Ben Rice. I know he's been tearing the ball off when he was sent back down. Do you think think it's going to translate?
He was hitting better than Dominguez when he came up down in Scranton.
Yeah, he did have a
higher
better
OPS. His numbers were higher, and he lasted a week of really good hitting. Then the pitchers figured him out, and he was in the toilet after that.
Yeah, and that's
has he made adjustments down in Scranton? Is he capable of adapting, especially when you come to the postseason? You're facing the best pitchers in the league.
Yeah, I mean, once you get up,
Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah, when you make it to the major league roster, it's a different story. Anytime you play at the major league level, it's going to be a different story. So, it's not easy by any means. Definitely.
Well, isn't Alvarez hurt?
Yeah, I thought Alvarez was hurt. Yeah, I see Willard's comment here. I believe the next Yankees and Dodgers offense lineup: Houston, Altuve, and Bregman, and Alvarez, Tucker, and Diaz. Yeah, listen, dude. Willard. I know you're a big Astros fan, and I know you're always coming in here saying all this stuff about the Astros. We're not doubting the Astros. We haven't once bashed the Astros on this channel. As a matter of fact, we've been saying that the Astros are going to be a tough team in the postseason if the Yankees play them. So, you don't have to convince us.
Joe, I cannot answer that question.
Oh, his trivia question.
Yeah.
Because you are very knowledgeable. Can you name the
It's
9
got to be in the
Yankees that
60s.
are
It's
Caucasian?
got to be in the 60s.
Yeah, gotta be 60s. I wouldn't know. You're probably gonna know it better than I do. What's up, Anna Marie? Good to see you. So let's talk about this for a minute because JT brings something up here. He says this break that the Yanks going to get has me nervous that they get cold. Do you think? Do you think the Yankees having some consecutive days off is gonna affect their play?
No.
You don't think so?
No. If they want, they'll just call the Scranton boys up and beat the shit out of them for a few days.
Yeah. I think with this Yankees team, having 5 days off, I think will benefit them because I think some of these guys can probably use that rest. That's what I think. I think if the team was younger, if it was like, like a ball.
What the hell is Baba Booey? Am I too old to understand what that means?
I think it's some sort of thing with Baba Booney or Baba Booey. He keeps saying that, but I don't. Yeah, but
I was like, I'm putting my glasses on, I'm reading it, I'm not getting it.
Li, I'm happy to inform you that I'm not on the Alex Bregman train, so I don't know. Again, I don't know where you're getting your stories from that the Yankees are going to go after Alex Bregman. I don't want Alex Bregman. Do you want Alex Bregman?
Me personally? No.
Yeah.
No, it's an integrity thing for me. It's nothing against him as a player, but I'm not a fan of anybody who was on the 17 Astros.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying Alex Bregman is a bad player. I'm not really interested in the Yankees getting him. And okay, it's a Howard Stern saying Baba Booey. I don't watch Howard Stern, so
yeah, I don't either.
I don't really care about that. But yeah, I'm not for I don't want Bregman. The Yankees are it's just his name that has been brought up if Soto walks. Yeah, but Bregman plays the infield, so how does that address the outfield? I'm confused.
Sean, that is actually something that was put out last week that he'd be retiring at the end of the season. Charlie Blackmon has been an outstanding Rocky and a great baseball player, a great representative of the sport. And it's going to be sad to see him go. I'm just curious what he's going to do after he retires.
Yeah, Blackmon. I know is retiring. That was, like you said, that was announced last week. Blackmon was a great player. Played his entire career with the Rockies. So, kind of unfortunate that the guy never got a championship or anything like that. But still was a solid player. He did some good things for the Rockies, and
very respectable career.
Yeah, he was really good. I really liked him. Solid outfielder, solid at the plate.
Even for an old man, the guy could still run.
He could run. And Willard, I take it as no disrespect. You guys can re-sign Bregman. Houston can re-sign him if they want to. That's fine. You're not. That doesn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. So again, I don't know what's with this Bregman thing. I don't say anything bad about the Astros or any other team on this channel. So, yeah, I don't think Hal's going to let Soto walk. It's Yankees fans being stupid that they see shiny toys, so they go wide eye. Well, the flavor of the month, right, Li? I mean, kind of like several months ago, Yankees talking about getting Mason Miller, right? That was, everybody was on that hype train of
Josh Hader.
Josh Hader. Well, Li was definitely he's a big Josh Hader guy.
Blake Snell.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Dominguez another overrated Yankee prospect?
Well, same situation. Dominguez has 21 games in the major leagues, so there's no way you can make that assessment one way or another. He is a young player who has a lot of potential. My gut feeling with Dominguez is he will eventually become a 30-30 guy at least. He'll be a solid contributor to the Yankees for a number of years, but you have to let him have time to develop and see what the player has. Anyone who's claiming that he's the next Mickey Mantle needs to get off the pipe because he's not. Let him be Jason Dominguez. He's what, 21 years old?
21, 22, I believe. Yeah.
So he has the potential to be a fantastic player, but only time will tell. Just like the people that are riding Volpe's ass right now. Volpe's in the second season. People are complaining about him not being the guy. Well, you don't really know. All I know is as a rookie, he was a Gold Glove winner. His defense has improved since last year. His batting average is 40, 50 points higher. So that shows improvement. He shows the same type of inclination next season. He could be a 270 hitter with the same great defense.
Yeah, Volpe's average this season, as it stands today, is at 244.
So he's right at league average.
Yeah, 244 right now. He's his 12 home runs. He's got 60 RBIs. So his RBIs have met his. He had the same number of RBIs last season. So he has the same number of RBIs as of right now. And if he's in the lineup today, he could get 61. But we'll see what happens there. And real quick, I wanted to say what's up to Jason from 161 River Ave. Shout out to you, Jason.
Hi, brother.
You, man. What's going on, man? Hopefully you're having a good Sunday. Let me know how you're feeling, bro. And just looking at more of the comments here. Yeah, listen, Dominguez, my thing with Dominguez is this. I'm not going to give any heavy criticism yet, right? Because it's like he got brought, it's like when they brought Volpe up last season, a couple of months later, fans were already saying they need to send him back down to AAA. After during his rookie season, they were ready to give up on him, and he's a wash, and he's a, the guy's he's not a good player. I mean, it's just all this talk about Volpe. Second season, he's gotten better. There's some things he needs to clean up. I'm hoping, third season in his third season, he has a better year. As far as Dominguez goes, look, if he's going to be the starting outfielder, left fielder, center fielder next season, wherever he may be, I hope Dominguez, I'll give, let's see what he does in his first full year, and that he'll be a rookie at that point. I mean, he'll begin his rookie season. Let's see how he does. We got to give him. I want to give him a full season. Now, he could have been the starting the starting left fielder going into this season, but he had Tommy John, and he could have been called up earlier in the season too, like a lot of fans were saying. But then he had an oblique injury, which set him back. I know some fans were saying they should have called him up earlier. They should have called him up earlier, but it was just coming back from Tommy John and then getting the oblique injury. I mean, you got to give him time to let him play in the minors and let him continue developing, so that way there's no new injuries that come up. Make sure that he's healthy.
Hey, Ray, how's it going?
What's up, Ray? How's it going? What are your thoughts on that?
Pretty much mirrored what I said earlier.
Yeah. Well, it's just a lot of fans are saying that that Dominguez should have been called up earlier.
Yeah, but unfortunately, fans have expectations of these young players, and sometimes they're unrealistic. And when they get the comparisons to the greats, DiMaggio, Mantle, Jeter, and they don't live up to them, then they incur the wrath of the fan. You have to give the kids time to develop. They will become the players that they're supposed to be. And contrary to popular belief, the Yankee organization is not packed with a bunch of idiots that don't know how to evaluate talent. Developing the talent, that may be a different story, but at least evaluating potentials, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I was wrong for trading Dominguez for playoff assets. Or you wanted to trade Dominguez for playoff assets like Marlins, like Tanner Scott. I mean, not a rental. I mean, I wouldn't trade a bunch of prospects for a rental, but that's my take. There's a safe situation. And
I mean, honestly, I would have traded Dominguez. I would have traded Spencer Jones, and probably more if I had Tariq Skubal.
Well, I know I know you would have done. You definitely would have done Tariq Skubal, but there's no way that the Tigers are we're gonna trade him. The Tigers already said that they weren't even gonna consider trading Skubal. They've gotten calls on him, but they had no interest in trading him. And at this point, it's probably not going to happen, especially with the situation that they're in right now. Yeah, LI. I mean, some fans just don't have patience when it comes to young players. But you got to be patient with these young guys. You got to let them. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to develop. But I know again, and here I am. Saying you got to be patient with players. But like Dominguez missing those fly balls, I feel like those are plays that you need to make. Now, if it's like sometimes when those balls get hit into the outfield, it could be a little difficult to. Some plays are hard to make, no doubt, but there's been a few where I'm just like, you got to make those, man. But I'm not, I'm not going to bash him. I'm like, all right, well, you just can't have something like that going into the postseason if he's going to be your starting left fielder. So. Yeah, I mean, what about Clint Frazier?
I'm reading the comment by the save situation. I just think about Clint Frazier, LI. Clint Frazier had potential to be a great player. He just was hurt all the time. After he took his first concussion, he was never the same ball player.
Yeah, concussions. The concussions really did not do him well for Clint Frazier. The Yankees are also to blame, not putting him in left field when he returned from injury, when they know that he's the left field of the future. I get Li is saying that they should have put him in left field in the minors when he came back.
So that's part of the developmental process I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Some prospects are overhyped. Yeah, there's definitely that. So, Sean, do you think – so with that being said, you think Dominguez is overhyped there, Sean? Let's talk about it. Yeah, D-Train, I agree. Sean Browning says Miguel Andujar was overrated or overhyped.
Andujar.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on
He's hard to say. He didn't really have a position. When he was with the Yankees, he was a third baseman.
Yeah.
But he took that shoulder injury, was out for the season. We brought Gio Urshela in, and he couldn't make it past him. He tried to convert to being a left fielder, and he just wasn't very good. Now that he's with the A's, he's got 6 years of experience behind him. Now he's a serviceable outfielder.
Yeah, and he and didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, I think he got hurt. I don't think he. Yeah. So injuries were a concern too. So even when he was traded away from the Yankees, or was he let go? I don't.
Yeah, we traded him to the Pirates.
Okay, okay, so he got traded to the Pirates. So it seems like the injuries didn't
You can
quite
damn
go
near
away.
follow every trade of a broken player that we have to the Pirates
Yeah,
for bullpen arms.
yeah, and I'm seeing all the comments about about Dominguez. So Sean is saying, I don't know yet. I'll wait for 5 years. John the Beagle Dad is saying Jason needs 2 full season in the majors. No one was more overhyped than Volpe. Well, it was a lot of these sports writers or beat writers that were comparing Volpe to Derek Jeter. They were comparing him to Dustin Pedroia. And I'm just like, man, those are some big shoes to fill. I mean, whenever you're making these player comparisons, the expectations become very high. That's why I hate when they make these player comparisons. The expectations get way too high, and when they don't perform up to those expectations, if they don't have a 350 batting average with 50 home runs, and I'm just exaggerating numbers here, it's like, yeah, this player's a wash.
But back on track.
Let's do it.
Postseason.
Yeah.
What are we expecting?
Postseason.
Who do you think the Yankees are going to take off the 28-man roster to shrink us down to 26?
That's a solid question, man. Well, I think they're going to take Stroman out. Stroman is one guy that I don't think makes the roster. That's one. And I could very well be wrong, but I would say Trent Grisham. And LI is saying the same thing as I am. Trent Grisham and Marcus Stroman is off the postseason roster. What about you?
I think Tim Meza.
Okay.
I don't think he makes it. We can go with one left-hander. There have been teams that have gone into the postseason, at least in the division series, that haven't had any left-handers. The specialist is a non-factor nowadays because you have to pitch to a minimum of 3 batters. Unless you're facing 3 straight left-handed bats, it's a non-factor. So I don't think Mesa's done enough to earn his keep on the roster. As far as player, I don't know. Maybe Grisham.
Yeah,
he's a hell of a defensive player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a good. You're right. He is a good outfielder. He plays great defense out there, Trent Grisham. But I just feel like I just don't see him making the roster. Meza, I mean, I can understand, but the thing with Meza though is that it's only going to leave Tim Hill as the only lefty arm in the bullpen.
Yeah, and we pitched with one lefty arm in the bullpen.
We have, but I just feel like they have, but I just feel like the Yankees need to. I feel like the Yankees would like to have another lefty in the bullpen, especially with Nestor. We don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't expect to see him in the division series.
No.
So that's why I'm saying that, I can see them sticking with Meza. So that's why I picked Grisham and what was the other guy I said? Marcus Stroman.
Stroman.
Yeah.
I question Stroman because of the injury to Cortez as being a true long guy coming out of the pen, but it's hard to say.
Yeah.
You ready
So
to open this thing up?
what the well, they're saying that the lineup is out. I'm trying to see if
I've got the lineup for Pittsburgh. I don't see a Yankees lineup yet.
oh, you don't see a Yankees lineup? Okay. Some folks were like saying that the lineup was out already, but I'm checking on my end because I do want to talk about the lineup. So D Train is saying Dominguez makes the postseason roster over Grish. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Grisham hasn't been getting a lot of playing time.
I'll get a bottle of water. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Jonathan saying, where are you guys seeing the lineup out of curiosity? Okay. Oh, Chris Kirchner posted LI just tagged me. All right, I got you.
Is Rodney Green still here?
Rodney, I don't know if Ronnie is still in the building. I don't know.
I haven't seen him comment in a while.
Yeah. And yeah, no, I see a few. I do see the lineup. Looks like Chris Kirchner posted the lineup, and Dev Finch just tagged me. So Talking Yanks, which is John Boy, they posted the lineup. So here, let's here we go. That's your here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. That's your lineup right there. So Torres leading off, playing second base. Judge is playing today. He'll be batting second, playing center field. Dominguez is batting third. He'll be playing left field. Giancarlo Stanton will be DHing today. He'll be playing cleanup. John Birdie playing third base. He'll be batting fifth. Alex Verdugo playing right field. He'll be batting sixth. Anthony Volpe batting seventh. He'll be playing shortstop. Ben Rice is in the lineup, batting eighth. And Jose Trevino at the dish.
Is Faulkner a left-handed pitcher?
Falter is a left-handed pitcher, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say this looks like a standard left-handed lineup.
Yeah. And they're going up against and Clark Schmidt will be taking the mound. Will be on the mound today. So 5-5 record with a 2.55 ERA, and Falter is 8-9 with a 4.26 ERA. Just have to wait and see what the
well, that's pretty good for a team that doesn't score.
Yeah. So, folks, what do y'all? I know it's the last game of the season of the regular season. How do you all feel about this lineup? Would you have changed anything? How do we feel?
Honestly, Yankees don't have anything to play for.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm surprised the Judge is actually playing the field.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Judge playing the field too. I thought he might have been DHing. I mean, Nosebleed says it's okay. Ray's liking Birdie. That's cool. But I'll take that lineup off. But let's get into the predictions, and then I'll put the link to the open panel. So whoever wants to come up, I'll invite you all up, and then we'll go from there. But what do you?
If they're not playing hard, they're not gonna stress Schmidt.
Yeah,
they're probably going to get some of the bullpen arms that need some time up, like Beater. Give Canley a redo.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do we?
CT, how's it going?
What's up, CT? Well, yeah. What do we got for? Let's start talking some predictions. What do we think Clark Schmidt will do today? I got Clark Schmidt. Honestly, I got him going probably 4 innings. I don't think they're gonna have him pitch for too long. So I got him going, 4 innings, I think he'll give up. I think he'll have 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and then I'll give him. I'll say 3 earned runs.
I've got him at 4, 4, 1, and 0.
4, 4, 1. So 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 earned run.
4 innings, 4 strikeouts.
4 innings, 4 strikeouts.
1 walk, no earned runs.
Okay. All right. Nosebleed thinks 3 to 4 innings max. Anybody else want to drop some predictions? Let me know. See, Jonathan is saying 4 2/3 innings, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. Okay. Ray is saying 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run.
Willard, it's interesting the comment about Soto, Dodgers, and the Mets. I don't think that the Mets have the firepower to offer as much cash as you think they do.
Well,
they're losing a lot of tax breaks as is Cohen's 5th year of owning the team. They have big places to replace, like first base, at least 2 starting pitchers, and possibly 2 outfielders. So that's a lot of players to fill the void with, and their farm system isn't rated very high.
Yeah, also too, I wanted to mention this too, that Hal Steinbrenner did meet with Juan Soto back in July. So, Juan Soto was very pleased with the owner of the baseball team meeting with a player. So, just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, we'll talk about that in the offseason.
The Dodgers certainly have the capital to
they do
to go after Soto.
They do.
He's played on the West Coast. Not sure that he's actually interested in going back.
Yeah.
He didn't do so well the last time he was there.
Yeah.
And honestly, Soto has a World Series ring with the Nationals. It's about him winning and building his legacy. If he goes to the Dodgers, he's behind Ohtani. Betts isn't bad, and neither is Freeman. So, is he truly a star on a team like that?
I don't know. But what do we got? What do we got for double plays? How many double plays did the Yankees hit into? What are we thinking?
Okay. Roger that, LI.
Yeah, I got the Yankees. So Nosebleed saying 3. I'll say 2 double plays.
I thought that I thought that the bets would be in heavily on Murakami.
Yeah, you've been screaming for Murakami. So 3 double plays.
He's 25. He's getting posted this year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So he is a first and a third baseman. Solid bat.
It's entirely possible.
He could move away from Alonso, or they could fill him at third. Multifaceted player for that team.
A lot of people saying 2 double plays for Yankees are going to hit into 2 double plays for today's game. And Murakami's getting posted after 2025, LI says.
It's not this season. I thought he was being posted this season.
Yeah, apparently, I guess after 2025.
Okay.
Leave the bases loaded at least once, yeah. Yeah, and I think score predictions, I'm not going to look at the over-under, but I think I'll just say 5 6-4 Yankees. Get your score predictions in. What are we thinking?
5-4 Yanks.
5-4. Okay. Yeah, I got 6-4. I think Judge is going to hit a home run today. I got Judge.
Willard, I'm not sure about the Astros financial situation. I don't think that the Astros are paying much of Verlander's contract. I think a lot of it is still on the Mets. I think the Astros are going to spend cash to try to bring Bregman back, and I think they'll want to extend Tucker. And Tucker's not going to be a cheap deal. Corbett Birds, he's probably going to command $200 million contract this offseason. I know that the Braves have been targeted as one of the possible landing spots for him. Dodgers and possibly back to the O's with their new financial ownership group.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael King. Yeah, some folks are bringing up Michael King. They should have traded away Holmes to San Diego, but here we are. But yeah, I got Judge and Stanton hitting home runs today. And then Joe's saying if the Orioles don't sign Burns, the Mets will. I could see that. So that's a possibility. But what are you having for lunch there, Ken? What's everybody else having for lunch? What are we doing for food?
I am probably going to end up doing a football menagerie of snack foods like meatballs, nachos, cheese sticks, that
There you
type
go.
of dinner. I know that for dinner tonight it's lasagna.
Nice.
And my wife is actually cooking it, so
so you don't have to worry about.
So I don't have to worry about it. So
There
this
you
is
go.
my one day off.
Yeah.
I'm not on the grill. I'm calling balls and strikes with you for the play-by-play.
That's right.
Got the Chiefs playing later in the afternoon. I know my son John is going to be heavily interested in the Diamondback game.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Dev, we're going to have wings too. That's part of the football menagerie.
We're going to have some wings. Yeah. No, I'll probably have. I know I got some chips at the house. I decided to kind of treat myself this weekend. So I haven't treated myself in a little while. But dinner around 4. I'm seeing everybody's food comments here, so appreciate it. As soon as I mention food, everybody starts going off. I like it.
Right. You cannot go wrong with a BLT whatsoever.
No doubt. But you ready for this open panel?
I am.
All right. So, folks, I am going to drop the link to the open panel. And like I always do, I'm going to bring you all up one at a time. And then y'all could give your takes. What I want to know from all of you that come up is, how do you feel about how the regular season went? Was this what you expected? Did you expect more from this team? And then going into the postseason, how confident you all feel about this about the Yankees going into the postseason? So we'll dive into that. We'll dive into those. I'm hoping to see a lot of you come up because I want to see everybody. I want to see everybody's get everybody's thoughts, and we'll go from there. But that is the link to the open panel. Like I said, I'll invite you all up one at a time, and today's the last game of the regular season. I don't know about you guys. The season has flown by dramatically. It's I can't believe it. All those morning live streams that I did and the pre games, and here we are. You know what I mean? So today was a morning show / pregame / open panels. So I wanted to do something, for the last day, because normally I don't do open panels on Sundays, but today I just wanted to make it a little special. So, but yeah, we'll get people on here momentarily, and we'll bring you all up one at a time, and go from there. But I do have one person waiting in the back, so I'll bring him up right now. Jonathan, you ready to go? Cool, dude.
Hi.
Good morning or good afternoon. What's going on?
Not too much. I was gonna leave for football, but I wanted to stay for the open panel.
Okay, appreciate that. Are you gonna go watch some football?
Yes.
Where?
I got strikes or the red zone on right now.
I usually go to watch football with my dad.
Oh, cool.
Good
So,
family event.
What?
Good family event.
Yeah. Especially if my mom cooks.
My sons
Yeah, I
come
bet.
over and watch football with me usually on Sundays.
Well. About the Yankees, what I think? Look, I think.
Yeah, what did you think? Yeah, so going into the season, was it exactly what you expected, or how did you feel going into the season, and what are your predictions going into the
Into the season, obviously I was expecting Cole to be healthy the whole year, but I think Clark Schmidt did much better than I expected, even though he also got injured. Coming off of last season, I expected a similar year from Cole, which he showed glimpses of, yes, but again, since he was hurt and missed, what was it, 2 months? I can't really complain about his ending results, especially the last two games he pitched. But Holmes was a little bit disappointing for closing, in my opinion. I would have preferred they take him out of the closers role earlier than they did. I mean, after the second half, he just fell apart. But Soto did exactly what I expected him to do. I am not surprised about what Soto did. Yeah, the main thing I'm disappointed of is they seem to have a lot of trouble with both base running and hitting with runners in scoring position. And I don't know if they solved that problem even going into the postseason. And those are the two things that concern me the most.
Understood. So, how do you feel about this team going into the postseason then? With the concerns that you have, do you still think they'll have a good postseason, or do you think it's going to be?
I think it will be a challenge. Every game will be a challenge. There won't. I don't expect any 10-1 games or blowout games. I expect them to all be within 3 runs or be close games, hard-fought games. But as I said earlier, if the Yankees can solve their both base running and defense, infield defense, base running, and hitting with runners in scoring position, I wouldn't be surprised if this Yankee team goes well into October.
Okay. Do you feel better about the 2024 Yankees going into the World Series compared to 2022? Do you feel more confident with this team?
2022 was, well, maybe because of Soto, yes, but at the same time, 2022 was a great team. So it's very hard to compare the two because you have Juan Soto on this team. So
but I also think the pitching this time around is somewhat improved compared to 2022. At least in my opinion, I feel that's I feel that's
Well, in regard to the pitching, I would say if Carlos Rodon can pitch to the pitcher he was when he had a ERA below 3, I think that will help out tremendously, especially going deep into games. I think Boone should treat the pitchers carefully, but also let them go deep into games when they're pitching well and not be afraid, not be so urgent to take them out when, as I said, when they're pitching well. If you remember last year, there was a game where one of the starting pitcher was going into I forget what game it was. He was going into the 8th inning with a low pitch count, and they took him out. I think his pitch count was below 90, and the bullpen blew it. So they have to trust the starters. They have to rely on the bullpen and choose the right players to put in. And when you see some guy struggling, and that's coming out of the bullpen, get someone up quickly to lay the game by walking out and talking with the pitcher and eventually replace him before that pitcher who's struggling gives up multiple runs. I mean,
fair enough. Ken, you got anything to add?
Who do you think doesn't make the postseason roster?
There we go.
Doesn't make the postseason roster?
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if I think Grisham is the odd man out, honestly. I mean, I would love to see Birdie on the team because I think they will benefit from his speed, but he could be another one that's off the roster. Although I disagree with it. Probably Grisham and I would say Grisham and a pitcher, but possibly Birdie.
Who's that pitcher?
Oh, Mesa.
Okay, cool. Before I drop you down, because I got a couple of other folks waiting in the back. Anything else you want to add?
No, I look. I'm hopeful for this team. I think they just have to be smart. Have maybe talk before the game to make sure exactly they don't make base running errors and make the players that run understand you have to look at the third base coach when you're rounding first. You can't make simple mistakes that we see them make on the base running. So they have to take care of all of this. I mean, there's one thing before the game, but there's one thing I wanted to mention. Yesterday, I noticed and this will be the last thing I say. I noticed during the starting pitcher was pitching. The way he was pitching was very how would I say his pitchers I forget who was the starting.
Luis Hill was pitching yesterday.
Yes, Luis Hill.
Yeah.
Luis Hill. The way he was pitching in the first inning, I noticed all of his pitches were staying in the same location on the plate, right over the plate, in the strike zone. He didn't get a lot of movement on his pitches. His pitches were all very flat. So the question is, why? If I could see that, why after the first inning you don't have Boone or the pitching coach or the catcher saying, "Look, I see your pitches; they aren't moving. You have to make some changes, make some adjustments, and maybe he doesn't give up those home runs in the second and third inning." I mean,
well, to me, it looked like his breaking balls didn't have depth.
Yes, they didn't move. They were very flat in the zone. They didn't dive in the zone.
Right.
So I'm curious, if someone like me who I'm just watching on television sees it, I'm sure the other coach and the manager on the opposite team sees it. Why can't the Yankees see it and make the adjustments?
Don't have an answer for you, brother.
Yeah, I wish I had an answer for you, man. I don't think they were looking to burn out their bullpen either. So,
Well, that's
you know.
why you talk. That's why in between innings you talk to the starting pitcher. You say you have to make these adjustments. You have already 5 minutes to talk with him between innings, so make the adjustments. This is
Yeah.
this is something that should have been done in spring training.
But they pitching. But Jonathan, you're talking as if like Matt Blake never comes out and talks to the starting pitcher.
I know, but I'm just saying it's frustrating when I see these small details as a fan, and I'm watching from the next 2 or 3 innings, and nothing is happening.
But they're probably seeing it. They're probably evaluating. I mean, we can't. Let's not act like they're like turning their eye away from the
I
pitcher.
understand. I guess I just have a lot of passion.
It's
And
all good.
I think that Hill may have cost himself a Rookie of the Year yesterday.
I'll be honest. Look, I don't want to crap on people's parade, but as far as Rookie of the Year and batting titles and home run titles, listen. The only thing I want for this team is I want a World Series.
I understand.
That's the biggest thing for me, because the player, all the other players on other teams, they can have it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. It's a cool award for any of the Yankees to get it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be happy for. Of course I would, but for a fact that if this team doesn't win a World Series, they don't care about who on the Yankees got MVP or pitching award or Rookie of the Year. Like nobody's going to care about that.
As you know, once the playoffs start, once next week comes, this whole season, the 59 home runs, 58 home runs, the 50-50 season by Ohtani, none of it will matter. Nope. If Ohtani gets 60 home runs and in his first series goes, I don't know, 2 for 20 in the first round, what will he remembered for the season? Going for 2 for 20 in the first round of the playoff, or having 60 home runs?
Right. Well, everything changes.
Teams are remembered whoever wins the last game of the season.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. But with that being said, Jonathan, I am going to drop you down.
Thank you.
Because I got a couple of other folks waiting in the back. But I do appreciate you coming up, and we'll see you next time. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Sure.
CT Cards, you ready, man? All right, he gave me a thumbs up.
What's up, dude? Hey, how you guys doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, for one thing, I did want to offer you guys is I saw there's a job application for third base coach for the Yankees next year. I want to let you guys know that you might want to check that out and sign up. We definitely need a new third base coach. But
you can't run out and jump on top of players in the field of play and beat their asses when they run through your signs. So I'm not a good candidate for that one.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But talk to us, man. How are you feeling? Did you have these types of expectations for the Yankees going into the season?
No.
You didn't?
I sent Stephen B a thing that was I can't remember what sports place it was, but it picked the Yankees to finish last in the division, and I didn't think they'd finish last, but I thought maybe we might make the wild card if we're lucky. But I kind of had us, in third place in the division, and then seeing that one last night had us in fifth place. I was like, wow. So I had to send that to Stephen B and a couple other people. I'm like, look where we are now. We're in first. So yeah, all the complaining and getting upset with the team we can get. I don't think a lot of people saw us being in first place right now and winning the division and then home field advantage on top of it.
So you had the Yankees making it to the postseason as a wild card team.
Yeah, if anything, yeah, and that's an if, because after last year really left a funny taste in my mouth where I was like, I don't know if this team's going in the right direction. And even getting Soto, I'm going, is that the right thing to do? My thing was like, all of a sudden, I know Soto's a totally different player, but it had me going, are we signing up for a Stanton 2.0 here? Are we going to sign this guy for 12 years? He's going to get injured year 3. And he's never going to be the same. And now we've got a contract we're sitting on like this, So I know that Soto's a lot younger, so that's the good thing. But watching him hit his knee the other game in the outfield, that was a moment for me to go, "Uh-oh, yeah, this could be bad," you know.
Well, anytime something like that happens, it's always a concern. But if he didn't make a play like that either, then they would have complained about him not making that play. So
Of course,
sometimes,
yeah,
players gotta they gotta make those plays, and sometimes you got to put your body on the line, unfortunately. And
yeah.
but those are legitimate concerns, though. I mean, that you had about Soto. I get it, man. I understand.
But
But
you guys have mentioned, oh man, what I was gonna say.
I don't know. It's you.
Sorry, no, but you guys earlier had mentioned when you were talking to Jonathan about something. I wanted to chime in on that. Now I can't remember what it was, but
the Luis Hill thing.
yeah, Luis Hill thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Something strange about that is when you watch him, I can tell within 3 pitches if he's okay. If his 4th pitch doesn't go where it's supposed to go, that inning, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have it for the day. I just mean that inning's going to be a struggle for him. It's weird. That 4th pitch comes out and it doesn't go where he wants it to go. And you're like, uh-oh, you can tell his body language. And then all of a sudden there's 2 guys on. And a lot of the time he gets out of the inning, without them scoring any runs. But there are other innings where they start tacking on runs. So I just found that kind of amusing to watch in a bad way, though.
Do you think Luis Hill is off? Do you think there's like something injury related to him?
I think he's to me. I really think they're pushing him. That's just me. I mean, I understand that what a lot of people think about. He should be able to be built up and whatnot, but I kind of think he's. I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm 110% wrong, but I think he's tired, and I think this week off is going to be good for him. At least for the pitching.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, for the pitching, it's going to be good. For the week off, it's the offense that, this could be bad to have that week off.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, Luis Hill, as of right now, if this is up to date, it looks like he's pitched just a little over 151 innings. So that he's never pitched that much in a season. So that's that's new for him.
And coming off that injury, so you're there's like a double thing going on right now.
yeah. So he could be, but since he's been back though, I mean he from his injury because he was on that 15-day IL, he was pitching well.
Yeah,
he was pitching well. I know yesterday wasn't exactly his greatest performance. I mean, gave up 4 home runs, struck out 5, walked 1, gave up 6 runs. I mean, yeah, not great, but overall, I feel like he's had a solid season. He's definitely been a big contributor on this team.
Yeah.
But
I kind of do think he pitched himself out of Rookie of the Year last night. I do have to agree with that. I hate to say to be one of those people, but
that's fine.
If he had ended last night on a high, I think you would have a lot more people look at him going, yeah, look at that. Look at the way to end the season, And it didn't happen like that. So,
well, I
don't think that he was really in the conversation. It would have been Wells, but Wells has dug himself a hole over the last 15 games, and I think he's taken himself out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because Wells was on fire till like 3 weeks ago, it feels like, and all of a sudden it's been he might hit 1 for 4, 1 for 5.
Yeah, he's been a concern for me. I know some folks don't want to hear about the whole Austin Wells thing, but I mean, you heard me talk about his batting average. The last 15 games, it's not pretty.
No.
So that bat needs to improve tremendously. And Ken and I, we were talking about the number 4 hole. I don't know if you caught that conversation, but just as who do you think if it's not Austin Wells in that number 4 hole, who would you put in there if it was up to you?
Ooh, well, okay, that gets me to 2 things. Let me start by this: is I don't like where they're putting Jazz right now.
Okay.
Jazz can't. What's he supposed to do on the bases if he's got you know what I mean? The right people aren't on in front of him, or he doesn't have the right people up to bat after him. So I'm not really sure I like where Jazz is, and honestly, I wouldn't mind possibly putting Jazz in the fourth spot. To tell you the truth, as weird as what I just said sounded, but I understand why they have them lower in the order. It's to give some type of boost to the bottom of the order because
Mhm.
that bottom of the order can do nothing or can do a lot. We've all seen it where some games the bottom of the order is doing all the work. We've seen games where Soto and Judge aren't really doing much. And but the bottom of the order somehow is, some of those guys are 2 for 4, 3 for 4. You're kind of shaking your head. How are these guys doing it?
Yeah, like because I personally like for me, I was telling Ken, I like Jazz where he is right now.
Yep.
Because you need that player in that 6th hole or 7th hole. You need somebody down there to at least try to produce something, try to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, the only player right now that makes sense in that 4 hole, in my opinion, was Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
And if he
Yeah.
could start heating up in the postseason like he does, because the postseason he comes alive.
Yeah.
That's a guy that you could consider putting in that number 4 hole.
He's been hard to watch lately. Some of his swing, I don't know what he's looking at. It's just that's what from a fan's perspective, that's what it looks like. I know that's
Mhm.
not what he's seeing, but for our perspective, you're going, what is he swinging at?
Yeah.
But obviously he's seeing something we don't see. So
Yeah, who knows what that is, man? But going into the postseason, how do you feel about this team going into the postseason? Do you have more confidence now than when you did in 2022, or
yeah,
um,
oh yeah.
definitely?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to step away for a sec.
that's not a problem.
I gotta say, I think this is the most confident I've felt. And what was weird, just don't get me wrong, like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I really wasn't feeling it at times with this whole up
The
and
dip,
down
yeah.
we were going through. But I would say I feel the most confident that I have in a while because I feel like when the team is all gelling together and there's that energy going, this is a team to be beaten. You know what I mean? But it requires everyone clicking. And there's just sometimes where there's certain players that just can't seem to get going and it sucks the life out of the team. And that's what makes me nervous when you see certain guys being put into the lineup where I'm like, oh man, that's a soul sucker right there, man. That's you know what I mean? Like it could the rest of the order looks great. You got boom, 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 that looks great. And then
Yeah.
really? And and all there's some questions like that. That's why I am a little afraid, which I know I make fun of Verdugo a lot, but I'm just nervous about him because he doesn't do anything offensively, and there are games where you're going to need that hit in that time in that order to happen, and it's like a double play machine. He's just going to hit a little grounder right at the second or shortstop. That's the end of the inning. And I'd rather have DJ LeMahieu in than Verdugo in that aspect for batting wise.
Oh man.
Give me
Oh
DJ's
man. Yeah,
Verdugo's glove.
that's funny. Yeah, no, so you do feel a little more confident though with this team going into the postseason compared to 2022 then?
Oh yeah. I think this is going to be good. I think our biggest thing is we need to take game number one.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to take game number one, and it needs to be on like Donkey Kong. We can't show up there and just barely lose the first game we play. No, we need to go in there and win 3-1. It doesn't have to be a blowout, but I'm talking go in there, win 3-1, and show them who's boss. If we can go in there and do that, that sets a tone that I think will really get the fans and the team into it. But if we go in there and win 1-0, or if we lose 2-1, not really a good way to start. It doesn't show any oomph, and we need to show some oomph because the Yankees, everyone's been questioning our Yankees for a while now. Let's get those people to stop questioning our Yankees. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So I know Ken asked the question to Jonathan. I know Ken had to step away for a minute, so I'll ask you the question then, which is Ken's question. So the Yankees need to shrink their roster to 26. Who are the 2 players that are going to be dropped down?
Wow.
I know, right?
That's a hard one.
Because I said so for me. I said Grisham and Stroman.
Stroman. Yeah, actually, Stroman's kind of an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Mazza, the bull pitcher.
Oh, Mesa.
Yeah, I think
Mesa.
he's gone.
Okay. So you
I'd
got
say those
Mesa.
two. I would say that, and they'd leave the offense alone. But then I'm a little scared, though, if for some reason reading about that Cabrera is not on the ends up not on the postseason roster, and I'm just gonna cry if that happens.
Yeah, they would do Cabrera a disservice if that does happen. So you're thinking Mesa and Stroman?
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty smart choice. Stroman, I was really hoping the other night. I've always liked Stroman, and I was like, oh, come on, just come out here, give him five and a third innings, keep under 2 runs. I was like, come on, you can do this, and what it wasn't happening. You could tell he's fatigued big time.
Yeah, it was like I guess you could say it was like batting practice.
Yeah, yeah, and you never like to see that out of somebody because I mean, you got to admit he's given us a lot of innings.
He has. No, Stroman has had some great games this season. He's pitched some great games. I mean, that one game where unfortunately the Yankees lost against the Tigers again when it was Stroman versus Skubal. I mean, he held his own against Skubal.
Yeah,
So, kudos to him. So, no, there's games where Stroman showed up. I mean, he showed up in a lot of games. He's pitched well. He's got good energy. But yeah, I know that Orioles game, not so great, but it's unfortunate. But I like Stroman. I do. He's but he's a number 4, number 5 guy.
Yeah.
So
very true.
But yeah, before I drop you down, man, anything else that you want to add or any other takes that you have that you want to share?
I did want to say something.
Yeah.
There are times in the chat where I swear it must go over people's heads. I am one of the most sarcastic people in the world.
Oh, I know that.
And I've been getting in trouble with some people in the chat, and I'm just like, you guys are really taking me seriously, like right now, somebody. And luckily, everyone's those same people are starting to go, oh, that's just him. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Because, I'm not here to start anything.
I know, dude. I know, man. I already know you, so you're good, man. I read your comments, especially with the whole JD Davis thing, so which is hilarious. I know you're being sarcastic there, dude. So
congrats on 1,000, and definitely I'll send you a text. Let's put something together for a giveaway.
Yes, yeah, please do, man. Because I want to do a giveaway for the folks in the chat, and I know there's another channel that for giveaways they've done these duck races, so I want to do something like that. So I'll get it all set up. I need to figure out how to do that and then go from there. But yes, let's talk.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, CT cards,
dude. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're always welcome on, man. Anytime you want. Okay.
Cool. Thank you. All
right. Take care of yourself.
You too.
Thanks, bud.
Now get out of here because I just got back.
All right. So we have one more person in the back right now. Okay, and I'll bring Joe up. Joe, you ready to go? Okay. I can't hear you. Just give me okay, he gave me a thumbs up. I just wanted to mention this real quick. So obviously the Yankees recalled Ben Rice. They optioned Scott Efros back down to AAA. So I wanted to share that news with all of you. But Joe, how are you?
How you doing, guys? How's your weekend going?
No complaints? How's your weekend?
Not too bad. Parties galore. Got another one tonight, a surprise 50th, but
okay.
We're going crazy. That's what happens in Italian families. There's always something.
Yeah, well, there's always a lot going on with Italian families. There's no doubt about that, man. So,
hey, Ken, how are you?
Well, I'm looking at football and my picks. I'm like the Antichrist of picks. Everything that I pick, those teams are getting their asses kicked across the board.
No, gee. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I think one of you know that I'm a huge Cowboy fan. So I don't want that to be negative now.
No, we have another I know we got a few Cowboys subscribers that are on this channel. If you're a Cowboys
Sunil.
fan, you're a Cowboys fan.
I mean,
Sunil,
they're absolutely going nowhere this year. I mean, they're lucky they win 9 games, 8 games at the most.
yeah, I do give the Cowboys a hard time, but it's okay. I got friends that are Cowboys fans, and I don't hold it against them.
I don't. I don't have any friends that are
Guys,
Cowboy
I like
fans.
the idea. I like the idea of a giveaway, and I have something I think that would be very interesting to the fans. So when we get a chance, we got to talk about that. I think you guys will like it.
All right, sure
Okay.
thing, Joe. Yeah, absolutely. But let me ask you too the same
Mhm.
questions I asked the other guys. Like, how did you feel going into this season? Did the Yankees exceed expectations? Was this what you expected? How did you feel going into the regular season? How do you feel about them going into the postseason?
Well, to be honest with you, I was skeptical. I didn't after Soto. They really didn't do much. All right, they got Verdugo before that. Okay, but we still had a lot of holes. But you know what strengthened me up? Talking with Anthony Volpe's father, the way he said that the team was gelling, and he was already down in Florida and
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and that really made me feel really good. So I had the Yankees at about 87 wins, but then I upped it to 93. So
Then
I
you up
felt
it to 93.
confident we were going to get at least a wild card.
So you had them finishing second place in the AL East.
More, yeah. Well,
Okay.
93 wins, whatever that brought us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're at 93 wins right now. So
Yeah, no, I really had that pick.
okay. Okay. Okay.
I thought the Orioles were going to take a little step back, but some of those Oriole players really performed unbelievable, really. But I think the Yankees are in good shape. My concern again is like Jonathan had said, the base running. I really hope that Boone buckles down with the team, play hard, play smart. And I don't care if Judge strikes out 5 times, but Soto cannot do that again. He cost us at least 2, 3, 4 runs. Stay on first base. There's no
Mm-hmm.
reason to go to second. Makes no sense. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to take the bat out of Judge's hands anyway, and you're going to face the guy that's very cold. What, 4 for 45 in Wells? I mean, come on. Use your head a little bit.
Well, it was 4 for 46 at that time.
Well, okay. But I'm just saying.
88.088.
Yeah, I mean Soto's has got to play smarter.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about it. I mean, I love the guy. I hope he stays, but he's got to tighten up the game. And
So
I always worried about Mr. Torres. I mean, there's no question about it. I still want to drive him to the airport and say goodbye.
But I
So
don't
no,
think he'll be on this team next season if I had to predict there,
yeah,
Joe.
no question about it. And
Yeah.
and
all
as
right.
far as the third base coach too, he's got to strengthen it up. I think he needs more. He's got to when we start the playoffs, look at all the outfielders, know their arms, know your Yankee players, what they can do, what they could run, they can't run. He's got to know what's going on. He's got to be in the loop all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
not just oh, okay, let me just send him. You can't do that. I mean, the Yankees have had some great third base coaches, and they've had some knuckleheads.
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
he's only gotten the 8 runners thrown out at home this season. What more do you want?
Yeah, well, no, but I'm
He
just
pulled
saying
Torres 3 times.
they they have to they just have to play smart and be alert and go with the crowd feel. I mean, go with Chaz Chisholm. Go with that energy. The Yankees need energy. If you ever notice, look at a game, and I'm not putting Trevino down, but when Trevino's in and Verdugo's in, the energy level goes from high to low. And then when you have Wells in there and all of them, it goes high again. They're just they're Jekyll and Hyde. They really are.
Yeah.
And this is I didn't see this in all the big winning years, 1996, 1997, 98, 2000, 78, 77, all of that. They were never like this. It was like, I don't know. I mean, obviously that's a different era. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, and they got to be smart with the bullpen and stop with what kills me with Boone is with the relief pitchers. He brings in a guy 1 inning at a time. Sooner or later, if you bring in 4 relievers, one of them is gonna cop out. You've got to give a guy 2 innings. Give him 2 innings. If he does well in the first inning, somebody gets on, 2 guys get on, fine. Then you want to take him out, but let him come out the next inning. You can't every day. I mean, if you look back at the games, look how many innings and games we gave up so many runs because the pitcher before did a great job, and then you go and you had 3 pitches already. You put your 4th one in, and we lose the game. That's got to stop.
Well,
So
he's going on a metric model of 34 pitches per inning. So if his pitchers are coming close at 34, they're not going out for a second inning.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's very, very hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. And I really believe another thing, guys. If we do move on, which I think we will, if we play the Astros and lose, I think that's cement for Aaron Boone. I think that's it. Who they would get, I have no idea. But I think it's done. I think Aaron Boone is toast.
Well, that's a question I have been asking folks all season is, okay, if you want Boone gone, who's the next man up? Nobody seems to have an answer. So
There's not much out there. I mean, there's Buck
right.
Showalter, but do you want to go?
I don't want to go Showalter.
I don't want to go Showalter. I mean, Willie Randolph's getting up in age. I mean, he'll be 71 years old in a couple of months, but I think he would have. I think he would be great. But I don't know. I just I'm really not sure. I mean, Brad Asmus is not the answer. He's
I don't
too
think so.
dull. He's too dull.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't even think he really wants to be here. If you saw him in March and April, it was like, yeah, because he got a job. But he's another one that I don't trust. I really don't trust. So I don't know. They might have had a guy in Carlos Mendoza, but obviously he's with the Mets. And if the Mets are dumb enough to fire him if they don't get in the playoffs, then there's something wrong with that organization. Because what they do to managers sometimes, I mean, what they did to Willie, what they did, recently, I mean, to Showalter, not right. Not right.
Yeah.
So
Understood. Yeah.
that's where I think I truly believe we're going to the championship series.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Houston, I'm going to be praying to St. Anthony every morning. I'm just so tired of losing to them, and enough's enough. Really, I
Yeah.
mean, I've had it. I've had it. And you know what makes me laugh? A guy like Chapman. Sure, he comes in with no pressure. Nice. He throws 102 miles an hour. Yeah. But if he changed uniforms today, you see how fast he give up 3 home runs. I mean, New York is a different breed, rather you want to believe it or not. Believe me, I know. You step on Yankee Stadium dirt, I don't care what anybody says, it's a different breed. It totally is a different breed. Rather it's on the old Yankee Stadium spot, the new Yankee Stadium spot, it doesn't matter. It's not the same as you go to Fenway it isn't. It's just and I think Juan Soto is noticing that the Yankee there's a magic in that he hasn't really shown up in the past couple of years, but it's there. Trust me.
Oh yeah. So, do you feel more confident going into this for the Yankees going into this postseason as opposed to a couple of years ago?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. I think that anytime I knew that Chapman was my closer, I had no confidence.
Yeah,
Absolutely no confidence. Even with, I mean, Clay Holmes, I'd still rather, I'll take my chances with Clay Holmes, but Weaver is my man. Weaver's got to get in there. And they said he had a stomach bug. That's why we haven't seen him, but he's got to pitch today.
hopefully. Yeah, as
Why?
long as it's over that bug.
Why
Yeah.
does he have to pitch today?
Well, it's either that or he doesn't pitch for what, 11 days?
Okay.
12 days, 13 days, whatever it is, you know. Um,
Basically, the Yankees have nothing to play for. We've already locked up the number one seed. We've locked up the AL East
right,
playoff berths.
right. Which we backed in, but okay.
If the kid is sick, the kid is sick.
Well, if worst comes to worst, today should be a 2 inning. The whole bullpen should come out. Let's if they're on the border with a couple of guys, let them pitch. What do you got to lose? So we get swept by Pittsburgh. Okay, not the greatest, but you know what? I don't know if you guys remember, but going into 1998, that great season, the September swoon, everybody thought, "Oh my God, here, it's going to be embarrassing. The Yankees are going to lose in the first round." And they just turned the light on, but they were awful in September. I mean, they
Mhm.
couldn't win a game to save their lives.
Yeah,
Well, the
I
Yankees
do.
have
I
been
do remember that
awful in
year.
September a lot of years.
Yeah, well, but September's have been great, Ken. Come on, how about? I mean, those like the championship years, or just getting into the playoffs in the mid to late '70s. Those September days, beating the Red Sox, with Willie hitting a clutch home run and Reggie hitting one, and in the late innings, and
Well, that
Sparky
would be
Lau coming in, striking
that'd be
people out.
that'd be Bucky Dent,
Bucky F. and Dent, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
the most
But
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
Yankee in Boston history.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I just found I have. I didn't go, but my a very close friend of mine went to that Boston massacre, and he just like innocently just gave me the tickets, and I just saw on one of the messengers there's a guy by the name of Dave Sports or whatever collecting only tickets. That ticket, guys, I can't tell you how much it's worth. And I have others. I have the David Cohn no hitter. I have the Yankees winning the World Series for the first time in '77 and '78. So I'm gonna guard them with my life.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll
Of
do.
course.
If I'm in a really good mood, we'll do a giveaway and we'll give out one of those tickets. I think your fans there will go nuts.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you, man. I'll leave that up to you. No pressure coming from me. But
But in
you
the
know,
meantime, you guys totally are the best, no question about it. I hate
thank you.
repeating myself because I don't have to. You guys know it. You do a wonderful job, and just have a great weekend, guys. Keep us updated when you're going to come on live during the week while the playoffs, while there's nothing going on, and we're watching, other teams. It's not bad watching other teams suffer while we just lay back and relax.
It's always a nice thing, right?
So let us know. Let us know when you guys are going live, and like I said, good luck. And I'll try to come on the live feed. You're going to be on doing play by play, right?
Yeah, I'll be doing the play-by-play here in about a little over 30 minutes. So I'll shut this stream down, and then
Okay.
we'll be back in about in a little over 30 minutes, and we'll get that bad boy going.
Okay. And we're working on getting you more subscribers on here. I'm doing the best I can.
I appreciate it, Joe. Yeah, subscribers, man. I always tell people, look, it doesn't cost you anything to be a subscriber. We don't, it's free. So the more subscribers, the better. It just helps. That's what's going to help really, really grow the channel. Of course, the
Yeah,
more
I'm noticing more when you guys are talking. It goes now 3 times since I've been on, it went to commercials.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's because I have the since I reached 1,000 subscribers, the ads are playing. So I let YouTube decide when that plays, and it just happens on its own. So I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's good. That's good. Congratulations,
Oh, thank you.
you got to do more. So have a great day, guys. Let's hope the Yankees win, and
Indeed.
let's hope and let's it'll be crazy with the Mets today. One thing before I go that I still don't understand in that maybe you guys know. I don't understand if the Mets win and the Diamondbacks lose. I understand the Mets go up, but because the Mets didn't play the full amount of games, aren't they technically have to play that game tomorrow? That's what I
Uh,
don't get.
no, because if they were to lose both games, it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, but if they lose today, and let's say they both lose today, okay? No. Let's
Okay.
say the Mets win and the Diamondbacks win. Do the Mets have to play the doubleheader, or do they just play one game?
They play one game for sure. If the Mets lose, then they have to play the second game.
So if the Mets win and the Diamondbacks lose, that means they aren't they tied with the Diamondbacks being a couple of points behind?
Yeah,
Or
I
the
think it's
no?
I think it's I think it's the head-to-head competition and
Yes, it's the head-to-head, but the
strength.
Mets only have
It's
160 games.
yeah, I'm talking head-to-head against them,
Right.
Diamondbacks versus the Mets. And
Okay.
I don't know what the season breakdown is. I think the Diamondbacks actually have the advantage in that.
See, so I think that doubleheader. I mean, listen, I guess it's. I just want to know. Obviously, if they both win, they have to play tomorrow at least one game.
Yeah.
But I think both because if you play 162, you got to play 162. I mean, and, it's weird. Sorry, take up your time on that. But
No, you're good. You're good.
anyway, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day,
All
and we'll
right, Joe.
talk soon. Okay?
All right, Joe.
That's
Thank you
right.
for your time, man. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Oh, anytime.
Oh, lost him there. All right.
No, they're here. Thank you. You
You're
take
welcome.
care.
All right,
Bye
you
now.
too.
Good
Thank you.
day.
All right. Well, appreciate, yeah. Got a few people that jumped on the open panel, so appreciate you all jumping on. Yeah, we're gonna probably shut this live stream down here. We went over 2 hours, so yeah, I just wanted to do something a little different on this Sunday, but do appreciate everybody tuning in. Ken and I, we will go live for the play-by-play, so we'll be going live here in just a little over 30 minutes. So hopefully see all of you there. Game 162, last game of the regular season. So October's upon us. Like, October will be here, and before you know it, it'll be the World Series, and it'll be another season over. I mean, what are your thoughts, Ken?
Well, baseball is baseball. Baseball's eternal.
Yeah,
It's a great sport. Uh, you always have people on the left and right hand side of the fence tugging back and forth, and that's part of what makes it special.
mm-hmm.
Players have special moments that become historic, and future fans will look at and say, "Man, I really wish I was there to see that." And we're living those times with Judge and Soto between them. Folks that were around in the early '60s before my time saw Mantle and Maris. So, all in all, I look forward to the postseason. I think good things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And best of luck to us.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I also
Yeah.
want to put out there that we want to extend our appreciation for all of you that have stuck through the live streams and contributed and supported this channel. Most appreciated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thank you, Ken, for that. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, folks, here we are, end of the regular season, last game of the season. I started this channel, as you guys know, I started this channel back in December 2023. It was the beginning of December, and I wasn't, I decided to take a chance and see where it takes me, and here we are. You know what I mean? Like, we're over 1,000 subscribers in just a little over 9 months. Would I have thought that in my wildest dreams? No, but here we are. Just doing live streams, just trying to make things happen. I enjoy doing this stuff, but I enjoy having all of you as well and seeing you all being active in the chats. So I do appreciate it, and it's always nice to have these open panels and have folks come up and express how they feel, express their opinions. Because for me, it's kind of like your moment to shine, sort of thing. It's like you have your 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 10 minutes of like, all right, it's my time. I get to say what I want. So you get to voice your opinion, all your opinions on this channel. So
just like family.
Greatly appreciated. Huh?
Just like family.
Exactly. So, you guys all play a vital role in this. So remember, I know folks want to say that, thanks for making this happen. And, you do a good job, but without all of you, though, this channel would not be here. And what's up to the Back It Up Binge podcast, man? What's going on? Good to see you. We're about to shut it down here, but it's always good to see you. Good luck to your boys in the postseason. So it should be a fun wild card series for your guys there. So thank you for tuning in. But folks, we're gonna shut it down here. As always, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for coming on. You rocked out with us for over 2 hours. If you have not yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Let's continue growing this channel. Share this channel out with everybody you know. Greatly appreciate all the support that you all give to this channel. It means the world to me, every little bit. So let's go Yankees. Let's win 162. Let's just end the season with a win. And then after today, we're not going to see them for about a week. They'll be back next week and hopefully ready to go. I feel great. I feel good about this team going into the postseason. So I think we're gonna see some great things, folks. But on that note, I'll see you all later for the play-by-play. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you all later.